facing a 4th and 3 in the red zone, and Lamar coughs it up. Fumbles the ball for his 4th turnover of the day. Steelers recover, hold on to that 4-point lead. 5 seconds left. Ravens on the Steelers' 23-yard line. Jackson tosses it up to Willie Snead. No! Deflected, broken up. You see in double coverage, Minkah Fitzpatrick steps in front. John Harbaugh looking for the penalty right there. Nope, you're not going to get it, buddy. Steelers win it 28-24. The only team to finish a regular season a perfect 16-0 was the Patriots back in 2007. But I tell you, the Steelers have a chance to join them. ESPN's Football Power Index sees them as the favorite in each of their remaining 6 games, with the closest call expected to be their Thanksgiving dinner date with the rival Ravens coming up on Thursday. Here's Ben Roethlisberger earlier today on the big matchup.
How do you keep the guys from feeling that pressure, and how do you keep from feeling the pressure as the season goes on and you guys keep winning?
We're just trying to win the next game. That's all that matters, because we know we're going to get everybody's best shot, and we want to give everybody our best shot. It doesn't really matter who's hurt and who's winning, who's losing, all that stuff. I mean, I think they've lost 2 in a row, and I don't know this. I don't know, has a Harbaugh-led Ravens team ever lost 3 in a row? If they have, I don't know when. So we anticipate them coming in, and we just got to give them our best shot.
For more on Pittsburgh's pursuit of perfection, Dan Orlovsky is back with us. Dan, how do you like the Steelers' chances of running the table?
There's a good chance, Ron. This is a really good football team, one of the very best in the NFL. Their offense has been so good with distributing the football, Big Ben, getting it to those playmakers, and they've really started to throw the ball downfield a little bit more over the past couple weeks. So as long as Ben continues to do that and take those shots, and those guys go make those plays, they've got a very good chance. And this defense, as good as it is, if I'm a coordinator looking at this defense and going, okay, where are they weak? When they want to play with their big people on the field, play in their base defense, we can get after them throwing the football. So that's a flaw. And if they want to put smaller people on the field and get into a nickel defense, well, they can get the ball rain on them. And I'm looking at 2 games, Buffalo and Indianapolis. The way they build their offenses, the way they think about football and scheme about football, that's exactly what those 2 teams are going to do. They're going to force them to play in base defense, and they'll try to throw the ball on those linebackers, or they'll force them to play in nickel defense with an extra small defender, an extra defensive back on the field, and try to run the football at them. And so I think there's a great chance, but those are the 2 games that I look at and say, if they don't do it, it'll be because of them.
Yeah, their schedule is not exactly easy going forward. By the way, let's not forget, those 16-0 Patriots in 2007, they ended up losing in the Super Bowl to the Giants. Not saying anything about the Steelers, just saying.
Just jinxed them.
Dan, thanks.
All playoff rankings, and we are ready to go, Ryan.
Gotta love that. You know, it's been a rocky year for college football, but finally, the moment fans have been waiting for.
You're going to hear 2 words for most of the night. That is eye test. What did the committee see so far this season? We will find out in less than an hour right here on ESPN. As the college football playoff rankings will be revealed exclusively here on ESPN. We begin with the top 4. Might not be a lot of drama, but where will Clemson land? How much does the loss of Notre Dame without Trevor Lawrence affect them? The Tigers have appeared in the committee's top 4 in 29 of the last 30 releases. What about the 5 spot? Cincinnati's a perfect 8-0 and has the 4th best chance to reach the playoff according to the All-State playoff predictor. But what about one-loss teams like Florida and Texas A&M? The Gators' loss coming against the Aggies. BYU is the only team in the country that's 9-0, but with only San Diego State remaining on their schedule in the second week of the December schedule. The prospect of adding games is there to improve their resume. What about the Pac-12? Oregon is in the AP top 10, but no team in that conference has played more than 3 games, and some have played as few as just 1. College Football Insider Heather Dinich joining us. You know all about this committee and how they move forward here. What we want opinions here when it comes to the playoff. That's why we're not dealing with the BCS. How will the committee evaluate these uneven resumes tonight?
Well, fair or not, Kevin, the more games a team has played to this point, the more opportunity they have had to impress the selection committee. If there's a 7-1 team sitting there and those 7 wins have been more impressive despite the loss, that will factor into the rankings. Now, if there's a team sitting there that's 3-0 and they got off to a very good start, those 3 wins could be enough in the eye test, as you mentioned, to give them a bit of a boost. So There's no really fair way to distinguish between 7-1 and 3-0, but they're going to do their best. We'll see what they came up with.
All right, now things could get really interesting after the top four. What questions will the committee answer tonight with that next group of teams here?
Well, I think one of the biggest questions that we will get answered is how highly do they regard Cincinnati? The Bearcats, at least on paper, can make a stronger case than both Texas A&M and Florida for that number 5 spot. They're number 4 in strength of record. They're number 7 in defensive efficiency. When you look at Texas A&M, if they get the head-to-head with the selection committee over Florida because they beat Florida, A&M's only win against a team with a winning record is against Florida. Florida's only win against a team 500 or better is against Georgia. Then you look at what Cincinnati has accomplished, and they could make the case. Will the committee reward them for it?
And, of course, Florida can play this out if they get to the SEC championship game and beat Alabama. So all those answers could be right there in front of us in middle to late December. Heather Dinich with the very latest on the release of the college football playoff rankings, which will be revealed right here on ESPN after Sports Center. And we are just getting started. More to come. The first college football playoff rankings revealed with Kirk Herbstreit answering tonight's key questions, including what's at stake for the Pac-12.
Developing story on Sports Center. The Baltimore Ravens canceled practice Tuesday and conducted all meetings virtually after learning of more positive COVID-19 tests this morning. This afternoon, the team placed linebacker Pernell McPhee on reserve COVID-19, that list, and then the Ravens are scheduled to play the Steelers on Thanksgiving night. Adam Schefter joins us now. Adam, right now, this game is still a go for Thanksgiving night, but what are the chances that it could end up being postponed?
Well, Ryan, right now, obviously the game is teetering a little bit because if there are more positive tests out of Baltimore, I'm told that there would be the chance that this game could be postponed. Right now, the league says the game is in place, not going to change. Steelers, Ravens, Thanksgiving night. But let's keep in mind here, over this week, the Ravens have had 5 players test positive. They've had 4 staffers test positive. If there are more positive tests, the league is going to have a difficult decision here to make. But at this current time, the Ravens will be without their running backs, J.K. Dobbins and Mark Ingram. They will not have Trace McSorley, it looks like. They will not have Pernell McPhee. And so there are major questions here. And the Ravens have done everything they could to prevent the spread of the virus. But as we've seen across the country, the virus has a mind of its own, Ryan.
Absolutely, Adam. Now, I wonder, what do the league and the Ravens need to see by tomorrow for the game to go forward?
If there are no more positive tests, the game will go forward. The league has shown that it is determined to play these games. It's why it established a 16-man practice squad so that each team has flexibility. And we've seen the league do a great job of plowing through the schedule this year. It's determined to do the same thing, especially in a prime time slot on Thanksgiving night. No tests, game's on. More tests, we start to wonder.
Okay, very difficult situation there. Adam Schefter with the latest on the Ravens' positive tests.
Staying in the NFL, Ryan, the Cowboys canceled practice today, and it wasn't COVID-related. Cowboys strength coach Marcus Paul experienced a medical emergency at the team's facility. 54-year-old Paul was immediately treated by Cowboys medical personnel before being transported to a local hospital. According to his family, Paul was undergoing further medical tests. Some background on the 54-year-old Paul. He's in his 21st season as an NFL strength and conditioning coach. He's been a part of 5 Super Bowl championship teams, 3 with the Patriots, 2 with the Giants. Before that, he was an All-American safety at Syracuse, where he still holds the school record for career INTs. And he was taken in the 4th round by the Bears in the 1989 NFL Draft.
Still to come on.
Turkey outfit's the best.
Gotta love it.
Last night, the Rams defense came up big late in a key road win against the Bucs. Tom Brady and his squad, they continue to struggle in prime time on Monday Night Football. The deep ball just not working. Brady 1 for 9, 2 picks on passes thrown at least 15 yards downfield. That's the most incompletions on such passes since 2017 in a Week 1 loss to the Chiefs. The future Hall of Famer also struggled against pressure. He went just 2 for 8 and only 17 yards went under duress last night against the Rams. His completion percentage under pressure this year is just 33%, which is 3rd worst in the league. Bruce Arians today facing an interesting question. Listen to this.
Is it possible that the greatest quarterback of all time, because of what he's dealing with, could have a confidence problem that I mean, I know you let Ben call his own plays. Would you consider that? I mean, just what do you think's going on with Tom?
Yeah, we have Tom calling a lot of his own. We're picking his own on the sidelines, from the game plan. So I don't think it's a